All right. Hi, everybody. I wanted to, excuse me, I'm like literally in a closet for my office today. Um, I wanted to clear things up in terms of um, the work that you're supposed to be completing. You went about a month ago. I shared a Google Doc directly to you in your drive, and it was labeled your name. So you were not supposed to make a copy of it. You should have just started working on it just there. Those directions were in Canvas in the e-learning module. Every week, I add something to the e-learning module to give you some tips on how to complete this week's assignment. So you should be about on the fourth week of the e-learning. That's why you have all those grades in the grade book, because we've been doing this for about a month now. So at this point, I really want you to start checking Canvas. I really want you to start looking at the announcements. I make an announcement every week of what you should be doing, and I also put it in the e-learning module. I filled in a lot of incompletes yesterday, and so I don't know if it's because you're confused by the assignment or what it may be. So here's why I'm going to explain it. In the Google Doc, if you are behind, if you have not started the Google Doc, start from the beginning. I say this because you will be so confused if you just start from where we're at. So you have a good month left of school. Take your time on it, and I will always change grades once I see that it's complete. You are not uploading it anywhere, not until the end. And so that's why I am going into your drive and I'm looking at everybody's assignment every Saturday to see what you've done for the week. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I know we say that they're optional, but they're really highly recommended. I go through the Google Doc every Tuesday and Thursday. So those kids that have been coming every Tuesday and Thursday, they don't do any work outside of those classes. It's technically a class and they're done with the work. So those of us that are doing the Google Hangouts each week, we are on chapter 12. So each part of the Google Doc is a green section. That was the date and where you should have been at that point. So for the dates kind of ended, and that is why I gave directions in Canvas. It said slavery unit, that was last week. This week is now chapter 12. So if you keep scrolling down, then there's chapter 12 and there's all of these charts. You should be reading chapter 12 and reading each section, filling in for different renegades that are in the chapters. Now, the renegades are someone who goes against something to make a change. And I put that in the PowerPoint that is also on the Google Doc. The Google Doc mentions stations. I made this Google Doc before I knew we were going to be out of school for the rest of the year. So skip the stations. I mentioned that in Canvas as well. So you're reading chapter 12. That's why I don't give you that much work this week, but it's a lot of reading. If you can't access the textbook, which you access under PowerSchool, you go to Pearson and you go to the American History textbook. Go to chapter 12. There are 4 sections. That's why there's 4 charts. If you can't access that, then on Canvas, I put directions for if you can't access it, there's a Google Doc with chapter 12 reading. Now the sections are not there, so just fill in the people as you go, and I don't mind if you don't use the sections. The sections just separate the chapter by topic. There's education, there's famous writers, there's abolitionists, and there's women. And so those 4 topics are the sections. I don't mind if you don't keep to the sections. But in the charts, you should have the person's name. So suppose it's Harriet Tubman. In the right-hand column, you say what Harriet Tubman did to make a change. And so how did she make a change? She helped over 300 slaves escape slavery. That's all you're doing for this week, and then answering a few questions about specific renegades. And that's for this week's work. Next week, we will finish chapter 12. So hopefully that clears things up. I know I got a lot of parent emails yesterday and things of that nature. Hopefully this video will help to alleviate any stress. If you are behind, it's fine. I go back and I've been changing grades. If you didn't like your Constitution test grade, there's an optional Constitution quiz that will raise your grade as well. So those are my announcements. I miss you guys. I hope to see you on the Google Hangout at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.